Welcome back to the Motor Index, folks, and well, the second race of the NASCAR Cup Series Playoffs looms this weekend as the Cup Series heads to Gateway in St. Louis. Well, it's not in St. Louis, but it's in the ballpark of St. Louis, but second race of the playoffs should be very exciting. First off, my apologies if the audio doesn't sound very good. I don't know if the microphone's working or not, and I'm having some issues with my system here, but we're making do with what we got. So, second race of the playoffs. First time we've been back at Gateway since last year when Austin Cindric won. That was actually pretty nuts ending that race. Remember, if you remember correctly, you had Christopher Bell looking like he was driving away with the win. Engine blows up. Then it looks like Blaney's going to win. And then Blaney runs out of gas, taking the white flag. And then Austin Cindric wins. So, pretty crazy ending here. Other prior winners, Joey Logano won the first ever race at Gateway. Would be huge for him to get back to victory lane here. Kyle Busch, another guy would be big to get to victory lane. Kyle Busch won the second race here, and then Cindric last year. So only the fourth race here in the Cup Series here at Gateway. But I think the track has provided some pretty decent races, all things considered. Do I think it's the best racetrack on the schedule? No, I don't. But do I think it's got the potential to provide something pretty entertaining? I do think so. Chevy and Ford need a bounce back. Chevy and Ford need a bounce back quick. That was a bad day out at Darlington for them last week. What does that entail? I mean, I think Penske's going to have a good day here. I mean, just look at, they've won 2 of the 3 races here and would have won, had Blaney won too. So, I think I really expect Ford to be on their game this weekend. Maybe even an RFK driver. Maybe is in contention for win. Maybe Brad Keselowski. I saw somebody mentioning Brad Keselowski has been pretty solid here in recent years. So maybe Brad Keselowski is somebody who can get it done. But I think really the big one to look out for, as far as the ones I'm most curious to see how they run, is the Chevrolets, specifically the Hendrick guys, because I mean, my God, they were terrible at Darlington. But if you have another bad run here, especially if you're, well, you can't have another bad run if you're Alex Bowman. If you have another bad run, if you're Chase Elliott, that's another one that you're going to head into Bristol, potentially a little worried. So definitely need a big run for a lot of those guys. Let's just go over the bubble, if you will. We're not going to talk about the top 8. I think the top 8 are relatively safe at the moment. Relatively. We'll see how this shakes up after Gateway, but let's go into it. So bottom of the standings in the playoffs is Josh Berry at -19 to the cut line. Just above him is Alex Bowman, -19 as well to the cut line. Austin Dillon, -8 to the cut line. Joey Logano, first car out, is -3 to the cut line. Just above the cut line, you've got SVG +3, Chase Elliott +9, Christopher Bell +11, and Austin Cindric +12. So, yeah, I mean, we really left we really left Darlington with a lot to deal with. And a lot of people really needing to put together some solid runs here this week. Not really surprised to see SVG down this low already. I am surprised to see Christopher Bell and Chase Elliott, maybe even a Joey Logano. I would have expected to maybe have a better run at Darlington, and maybe, I don't know if he would be higher than like 9th in the standings, but I do think he would have built, I expected him to build a little bit of a gap to that cut line, because I think he was the first car out, if I'm remembering correctly. So, I don't know, but it is surprising to see Bell and Elliott this low. Those are the 2 big ones, and I think both have got a shot to win this week. Are they going to win? I don't know. But, remember, like I said, Christopher Bell was winning this race and had an engine blow up last year. So, we'll see. But let's get into my picks before we get on out of here. It's a tough one to pick. I mean, part of me says it's a tough pick, but then again, I look at the Penske guys and I kind of feel like it's going to be a Penske guy. I'm going with Ryan Blaney. I think I said it in my pre-playoffs preview that I thought Blaney would win this race. I'm going to stick to it. Just been scorching hot recently. I'm not sure exactly what he finished at Darlington. It probably wasn't very good. But prior to that, he was the hottest driver in the Cup Series. So I'm going to go with Ryan Blaney. At very worst, I think he'll run top 5. Like I also said, I do think it's going to be a Penske guy. And do I really think it's going to be Austin Cindric? Probably not, but maybe. That was like the best I'd ever seen Austin Cindric run on a non-super speedway. That race. And I mean, obviously won, so it's kind of the obvious thing to say, but like I've never seen Austin Cindric have race-winning speed like that on a non-super speedway until then. So he could very well win, but I think it's going to be either Blaney or Logano, and I think it's going to be Blaney. Who else could be in the mix? I'm telling you, I just think these Hendrick cars are going to show up with a little more fire under their butt. Kyle Larson, William Byron, I think both could easily go out there and win. I think we all know how good of a car William Byron's had this year. Surprisingly, I mean, all the Hendrick guys were bad, but I really expected William Byron to go back to Darlington and win and, at very worst, run really well. He was nowhere to be seen. So, I don't know. I could just be completely throwing it out with those Hendrick picks. And then Christopher Bell. I think Christopher Bell is going to find his way. I don't know if he'll win, but I think he's going to have a really solid run because I think that team is building for New Hampshire. I think they're going to go out there and win that race. I think they're building from right now. This is, Gateway is almost like if New Hampshire and I don't know what exactly. It's almost like if like New Hampshire and Darlington, and maybe that's a bad way to say it. It's kind of like Darlington and New Hampshire had a baby. Because it's like you get the flat corners, it's super flat, but you got the two sides of the racetrack that are wildly different. So, I don't know. I was going to maybe throw in like a Phoenix comp, but it doesn't have the dog leg like Phoenix. It does have the different turns like Phoenix. But I think it's like you get the flatness of like New Hampshire and a relatively close length. But it's closer to the length of like a Darlington, and the turns are a lot similar to like Darlington where they're very different, but they are really flat. So it's interesting. It's one of the most unique racetracks that we go to. It is a really cool track. And I think it'll be a pretty exciting race. I'm optimistic. I actually thought last week's race was pretty good, but I understand why some people didn't like it. So it is what it is. So with that being said, I think that's all we've got for you guys today. Stay tuned. I'm also going to be posting my NFL best bets for week 1. We're going to do that every single week of the NFL season because you guys probably don't know this, but I am a sharp when it comes to picking the NFL. I was really good last year. Historically, I'm pretty good, but last year I was like on an all-time heater. So if you want some good NFL picks, it's not going to be betting advice, but I'm giving my picks. So check out that video as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy the race this weekend, and God bless.